Also, check this out.
This is
my amazing video for tomorrow, I think. Yay.
Got the new Sunny Angel. Bro, I just got the new Sunny Angel phone. Check this out. Sunny Angel is so sick. Oh my god. Weird. Oh my god, no way, I got the IMDb app. Wait, it's a flip phone. It's like Pokemon cards. Every phone comes with a different app, but you don't know which app you're gonna get. I got IMDb. This is so sick. Well, what's this? It's an ad. An ad for what? IMDb. This is awesome, bro. Holy cow. Is this? Wait, what the heck? Bro, they got Matthew Lillard's page on here.
That's so funny. Wait, what? How did you get that on your phone?
On the flip phone?
Yeah.
You make the video on Final Cut or wherever you add it, and then you have someone text it to you, and then you just play
You
it.
just have the video on there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
They should make that.
Yeah, the IMDb
That
app.
should be a real thing.
I think so, too.
Dude, we should have... IMDb should exist.
Should exist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the part I think is fake. I'm like, dude, they should just have a place where you can see all the movies. And it's like an internet movie database. Did you know that's what it stands for?
Yes, I did. Oh, wow. I'm going to take this off.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry. I'm just checking to see how we're sounding. Okay.
Are we live?
Oh, we're live.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you on IMDb?
No, I don't have any credits.
I have one IMDb credit for a student film I was in 10 years ago. And I've never seen it. I'm in one scene.
You've still never seen it?
Never seen it because I just didn't go to the watch party. I probably got
Why?
high and forgot.
Did you
It was in college?
So you just didn't really care about it?
No, it was just something I auditioned for and got the part. It's actually one of the few things that I've ever auditioned for and gotten the part.
But afterwards you were that sucked, and so you weren't enthused about it?
No, I just didn't know the guy making it, and I think I just it was, I don't know, it was freshman year of college, and I was like, I could go to this rap party, but I don't know anyone there, or I could just get high and play 2K.
You stayed home alone?
No,
you think
I
that
no
night?
idea. No. I was probably. I think I meant I was probably hanging out with my roommates or something.
No, I get what you mean.
No, that would be sad if I just stayed home alone.
I get what you mean, though. I feel like when you're younger and you're doing stuff entertainment stuff, it's can be intimidating to. It's you just want to show up and do the work, and you don't want to be involved in any other aspect of it.
Yeah, I think I also I didn't realize I don't know. It was literally the first thing I ever acted in. Mm-hmm. Because I never even did theater or anything. Mm-hmm. So it was just I didn't, I just didn't know about any of that. Did you do theater?
No.
What kind of stuff did you do? What were your extracurricular activities?
In high school, I hosted a bad movie club.
Okay.
That was the whole idea. So we would watch
The Room.
Yeah, we didn't watch The Room because it was rated R and we weren't allowed to.
This is at school. This is an official school sanctioned activity. Okay.
Exactly. But we watched Troll 2, if you've ever heard of that.
I have, and I've seen it.
Yeah, we did that. We did Kung Pao, which is I think also a great movie in its own right, but it is kind of trying to be a bad movie. You know what I mean? Have you seen Kung Pao? Enter the Fist. It's probably aged really poorly, but the whole idea is that it's this comedian, and he took scenes from I think it's a Japanese kung fu movie, and he overdubbed every single voice himself to make a new movie. That's just a slapstick comedy.
That's insane.
It's really psycho in hindsight.
I can't believe. I guess I wonder if anybody else has done something like that. Probably. He can't be the only one.
There was another show that I think was a lot better version of this in some ways. That was on Adult Swim, where they did it for a Japanese game show. I think it works better because
I think I have seen that actually.
Yeah, the Kung Pao has a white guy superimposed in it. He's the comedian, so it doesn't age as good. Versus,
is he doing the voice?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Yeah.
But the other one is maybe I don't remember if they're doing a voice or not, but it ages a lot better, I think.
My friend, do you know Alex Law? Mm-mm. He's been doing this bit about how he watched there's a Genghis Khan movie from 1956 starring John Wayne as Genghis Khan, and he's he doesn't do the voice, but it's not because he was progressive, it's just because he couldn't do any voices. Everyone else does the voice.
That's so crazy. Yeah. I mean, I think spiritually he's a good cast for Genghis Khan, but racially a horrible one.
It does. I mean, you kind of like do get it at that point in time where it's just like, oh, if everyone's white, you know.
Yeah.
It is crazy that they made. They've had like there have been white actors that have won Oscars for playing Othello.
Really? I thought the whole point was that he's like I've never seen Othello, but the whole race is a big aspect.
Race is a big part of it. Yeah, that's not like a part. Like I don't think that in like the Shakespearean times they had like maybe they had white dudes in blackface playing it. I have no idea, but yeah, what's his name? I think Laurence Olivier, fucking Orson Welles. Laurence Olivier
by Orson
won an Oscar for playing Othello. Orson Welles, I don't think won an Oscar, but I think he did play Othello.
Have you seen Citizen Kane?
Yeah,
one of my favorite movies. So
really?
This is a bummer to hear, but it's the truth. So thank you for telling me.
Are you like a big like old Hollywood guy?
No, I think I was blown away by Citizen Kane because I'm not an old Hollywood guy.
Okay.
And the time I saw it was the first time I saw an old movie that I was like, oh, this is good.
That's how I felt about. I think that's how I felt about Singing in the Rain.
I need to go back and watch that.
Singing in the Rain it's so good. I rewatched it recently and I was like, it holds up. It's amazing. But so you were what were you into as a kid though? So you were always really into movies?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, 100%. I don't think I was like always. I took like a filmmaking class like 3 years of high school, and we were like making a lot of. I would just call them videos. But always
short films, if you want to be pretentious about it. Yeah, but videos.
But they were always very silly. Like I feel like that was always what I was drawn to. Instead of like that was my theater.
Yeah.
I felt like with theater, I was never interested in drama, and I felt like film, I could write my own material.
Yeah, I think maybe I felt similar. Did you study film in college?
I did. I was an American Studies major and Film Media Studies minor.
Where'd you go to school?
Skidmore College.
Skidmore. I visited there. I didn't. I ended up not applying, but it did seem like a school that I would have liked. I don't know why I didn't.
Where did you end up?
I went to University of Vermont.
Oh yeah.
There's a big overlap.
I visited there as well.
And didn't apply?
I did apply.
Oh. There's a big overlap between those two schools. It's like a similar vibe. Yeah.
Totally super hippie.
Yeah, very hippie. Yeah, I studied film in college, but I think I felt kind of similarly where like so many of like my peers in my classes were like their favorite movie. It was like some like French new wave shit that I'd never heard of, and like it was just always just like obscure stuff. And people were like, and I'd be like, I like Step Brothers, like literally. And it was just like I love movie. I was always so much more drawn to comedy. My biggest thing, I think those were the two things that kind of like made me not do theater. Well, there are three things. One, I was like, I just wanted to be cool, and that wasn't cool. But then I realized, like, as an adult, I was like, oh, being cool is just doing something you're good at. Yeah. Like, nobody thought I was cool playing basketball and, like, sitting on the bench. Yeah. Like, nobody's like, man, look, but he looks so good in those warm-up shorts. Like, but... and then so that was the one reason. And then I think I couldn't sing, and there were no like straight plays. It was always just musicals. And then I think probably the comedy thing. Like I was so much more drawn to comedy than drama.
Yeah. I think what's the best way to say this? Like I feel like also when I was younger, everyone I knew who was like taking theater classes was so interested in like they would talk about theater like it was so grandiose. Theater can change the world, like kind of vibe. And I'm not saying that it can't, but I haven't seen it do it yet. And so
you haven't seen Hamilton? Hey, that's what got Trump elected.
Fuck. I think that stories can definitely have a huge impact on culture and through that, but I don't do my comedy like I don't know. Maybe like as I've gotten older, I've started to think more like, okay, what's the impact of my voice and what am I saying? But I think especially early on, I was just like, man, I just want to fucking laugh.
Yeah,
I just want to laugh, and I want to make my friends laugh, and everything else was bullshit.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, and I think it's always like. I mean, I think the whole, like, the point of any type of art, like, to be more grandiose about it should never be, like, I want to change the world with this. It should be, like, I want to make something good that people enjoy, and, like, hopefully it can have an impact. But, so what kind of movies did you like growing up?
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was like my
Incredible.
favorite movie.
I didn't see it until college. Incredible movie.
Yeah. I wonder how it'll hold up. I think I've seen it like 8 times when I was always 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, similarly, like a lot of
Like Scott
modern
Pilgrim's
movies.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I was like a big comic book guy, so I was like, I would like read. I like read
too.
all of Scott Pilgrim, and then like when they made it to a movie, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. But yeah, I love that. I loved Mad Max Fury Road. Trying to think like funny movies. I don't know. What's like
Scott
a
Pilgrim's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
That's
I loved one that I loved so much was The Way Back. I was just thinking.
Oh, I rewatched that recently. That's a good one.
Has it held up?
Yeah, it's held up pretty well. The kid's not like a great actor, but I feel like in spite of the lead not being that good or captivating on screen, it's still very good, which I think says something.
Yeah, totally.
About it. You know what? I feel like all of like Steve Carell's like dramedy roles, like Crazy Stupid Love, is great. Also,
one of the best movies of all time.
It's so good.
Yes, and like you don't expect a movie that's like a rom-com to have such a big fucking twist.
No, yeah. And that it's like it has, and it's not even like one of those movies where it's like it's billed as a rom-com and then it's really not. It's like it is a rom-com, like fully, and it's so good.
I was thinking about this. I just watched. Have you seen Something's Gotta Give?
No, is that Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton, and the whole thing is like Jack Nicholson dates younger girls, but and then
dude, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, whoa, sick. That's the end of the movie. But then, so, okay, he and his like younger girlfriend go out to her family's beach house for the weekend. And then he runs into Diane Keaton, who's her mom, at the beach house. They're both there at the same time by accident. But then he has a heart attack while they're having sex. So he has to go to the hospital. And part of his release from the hospital, the terms are like, you have to stay nearby the hospital, which is at the beach house. So Diane Keaton has to babysit him for a week. And they hate each other.
And then they fall in love.
It's kind of a good reversal. But she falls in.
Good.
She starts dating Keanu Reeves.
Oh, it's
so she's
like,
also the younger guy.
It's an age appropriate Stacey's mom.
Yeah, exactly.
But did anybody think about that?
Yeah, I guess.
Did anybody think about that? That maybe it was a 40-year-old singing that song. I guess no. They talk about school, right? And I don't know.
I don't remember the lyrics.
Yeah, this is the Fountains of Wayne podcast. Yeah, so you were like really into movies and comics.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this recently. I was like, what got me into comedy? Or like, when was the first time, and I'm curious if you thought about this, like, first time where I was like, oh, other people think I'm funny. And I made an album when I was 18. The whole concept of the album was that I took all the stock songs from iMovie, and then I would sing over them about whatever the name of the stock song was.
Oh, that's great.
So I don't know if it's funny to anybody else, but I was wanting to play 10
seconds. If you can play it,
please,
please do, yeah.
So this one is called Yearbook.
It's the yearbook. Hey guys, I used to have a yearbook, and things were different. But back in the yearbook, everything was different. Everything changed when we were in the yearbook. Sometimes I wish I could go back to the yearbook, but I can't.
That's great. Fantastic. And how many songs are there?
6, 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant there's 30.
Yeah. 30, no. But I don't know. It's definitely less funny to me now, but I remember that was the first time.
Can I?
Yeah.
This is just for me.
Absolutely.
Just see the Cityscape EP. Man, that's what you look like in high school?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Gleaming Island Kickflip, Vintage News, Watercolor, Wild Card, Yearbook. Is your phone in Spanish?
Yeah.
7 canciones.
Yeah.
6 minutos.
As they say in Spanish, 6 minutos.
Yeah, it says. Yeah, so you're preparing for Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance.
Yeah. You told me I had 3 months, so I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious, have you feel like you had a time where you were like, oh, I had a bit and it killed with like my friends?
I feel like I remember there was like a lot of stuff. Like I definitely feel like in like middle school and high school, like sleepovers with friends, I remember doing bits that made my friends laugh a lot, especially once we were in high school and we were like getting high in my basement and like I don't know. I remember there was one that it was like a musical that I was doing. It was called "Suck My Balls," but it was like to the tune of "Don't Stop Me Now."
When you say it was a musical, do you mean like a musical, like a song, or like you had a musical?
It was like the idea. It was like I was pretending I was doing a musical, but it was just me and my two friends. And
That's
it was
awesome.
Like, suck my balls. Like, I remember that. And then at the end of it, I do remember that it was like something about like, but you don't have to suck them if you don't want to. So it was about consent the whole time. I was a pretty woke kid.
Powerful statement. Doing a lot of unlearning.
Yeah. That was the twist. That was the twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I do remember I started to like come out of my shell more in high school because I was like a very quiet and shy kid. And then I remember coming out of my shell in high school and like starting to just be told by people like, oh my God, you're so funny. And like, like doing bits in class that were like, I wasn't like the class clown, like being but I was just like to like whoever's sitting next to me, just being like, and then,
Yeah, a little secret bit.
Little secret bits. I remember this one girl told me I was the funniest person she'd ever met. And I was like, oh, that's so. I was like, you haven't met that guy? That guy's hilarious.
Wait, what a high compliment to receive when you're like, what, 17?
Yeah, probably like 17. It was so nice. Yeah.
That would like, I think I'd fall in love with that person.
Yeah, we're married. You're
like, that's actually my sister.
Yeah. And that girl, my mother.
Yep. And yeah, I fell in love.
Yeah, but were you doing? So you were making like weird videos in high school?
Yeah, they were all like parodies of or riffs on like the movie Dodgeball. So
okay.
It was like we did like a movie that was like razor scooter racing. I did one that was all about like paper airplane throwing. It was like all like sport.
That's
parody,
funny.
like stupid sports.
Yeah. Like what would be even dumber than Dodgeball?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think those were movies that I love. All the Ben Stiller movies, like growing up, like Zoolander. That was like I think that movie like changed my life.
Yeah. Ben Stiller, Adam. There were just so many like comedy movie stars at that time. Ben Stiller, Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Robin Williams. Will Ferrell. Like.
Yeah, and like all the Judd Apatow movies were like so good.
The Judd Apatow, I feel like probably I'd credit those movies as much as any stand-up in terms of like getting me into comedy.
Yeah. Were you watching like a lot of stand-up when you were younger?
I watched a little bit. My brother kind of got me into it. He was like a big Chappelle Show fan, and like I remember he had Dave Chappelle's special For What It's Worth like on iTunes, and so then I watched that like multiple times. And I remember him showing me like Cat Williams. I think he showed me Louis also. So like I know that there were like a few like he liked a lot of like black comedy. Like so I remember seeing some stand up through that, and then I feel like it was like once like Pandora was a thing that like listening to like comedy radio stations. So yeah, I don't know that I was like actively thinking about it like I want to be a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
Because I feel like I would watch like comedy movies and be like, that looks, how do you do that?
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, I didn't even know like what I was like, do I want to write it? Do I want to like be the star? Like, I don't even know what I wanted to do with it. I was just like, I want that.
Yeah. I feel like if you asked me when I was a kid what I wanted to do, I would have said director, even though I don't know if that's what I want to do at all anymore.
Yeah. I feel like I would have said writer. As I think writer was just to me.
But like how often were you writing anything down?
Not at all.
Yeah.
That was not at all. Like I mean, I guess I would. Yeah, not really. I would like write a little like. I would like write for school. Like that was pretty much it. I had like a couple. Like I would like. I remember doing this thing of like sort of like this writing exercise I gave myself of just like when I was listening to music, just whatever the song title was, being like, what would that movie be about? So I had like a notes app, like a note filled with like hundreds of different like titles. But I never wrote any of them.
Do you have any of them still? Do you remember any of the names?
Yeah, I remember some of them, and there were only like 2 that I really started writing. I remember one was a song by Ghostface Killah and Bad Bad Not Good called Tones Rap. And so that was the one I actually like started writing a screenplay for when I was like, I think probably like senior year of high school. That was like, it's about these 2 friends in high school. One is like a white kid who produces, who like makes beats, and his name was Susie. I don't know. I was like, that's hilarious if there's a guy named Susie.
Kind of a hard name.
Yeah. I didn't even know there was a song called Boy Named Sue. Like I'd never heard of that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Maybe subconsciously, but and then there was his best friend Tone, who was this black kid, but he's like they're from the suburbs.
Okay.
But so the idea was like he's like a gangster rapper, but he's from the suburbs.
Okay.
And so like, but like nobody thinks he's like fake just because he's black. They like buy into it. So and I was making rap music in high school, which I think was part of why I like felt sort of like drawn to that idea. And then I remember like that one, because music was the thing I was writing the most. I remember like writing a bunch of different verses from like this character's like sort of like persona's perspective. And then the other one called...
Wait, what's the song about real quick? It said it's called Tones Rap? Wait, what's the name of the song by Ghostface Killah?
It's by Ghostface Killah and Bad Bad Not Good. It's called Tones Rap. It's not really about anything.
Okay.
It's
just a fun collab.
Tony Starks is one of his alter egos, so I guess that's why it's called that. They have a full like collab album together. Okay. That's great.
But you're just like, that's a cool name.
Yeah. I was just like, because it was literally just being like, literally whatever. Like I wrote a different. So for every song on that album, I had like a different like movie idea written.
Oh, it's for every single song on albums that you liked. You're like, here if this was a movie. I love that the one that you were most inspired by is like it's the genre is kind of already defined in the title. It's supposed to be rap, not film. But I love that you were like, no, this is a movie. It's actually like kind of a subversive idea.
Ray Gun was another one. I think that's also from that album. Maybe that's...
Why were you doing this? Like, why were you like, what inspired you to be like, what if the song was a movie?
I think it was just like I knew that I had the idea that I wanted to write movies, but I think I have always had like a hard time like starting things, and so it was kind of like, what if I have a title already? That's just a way to do it. I don't know. I think I watched a lot of interviews, and I think I'd seen maybe it was like a Seth Rogen interview where he talks about like writing like a bunch of like spending like 10 minutes writing like 1-page ideas or something, like just different like writing exercises that he would do. And so I think it must have been inspired by something in some interview. And I think that my summer camp was in West Virginia. I grew up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And then all my friends from camp were from Pittsburgh. And so I would go visit them a lot. So I think the first time I did this, I think it was on a megabus to Pittsburgh. And so it was just like, I have like 3 hours kind of like with nothing to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I'm like, I would just like listen to music and be like, all right. Oh,
let's go. Should we grab a napkin real quick?
Probably. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I'll go do that.
Take your time. While you're gone, I turned into a conservative podcast.
Oh, perfect. That's kind of...
I got all the sponsorships out of the way. We did Man Pills.
Man pills.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
I mean, the genre of pills,
okay.
for sure. It's got a little coffee on it, too. I'd rub that guy down. Yeah.
It's probably the worst thing
Well,
that we could do in here.
Yeah, good thing we're not recording this because we'd be in big trouble.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would.
I remember when in middle school, our school had like a studio, a music studio, and I watched my music teacher spills coffee on the soundboard.
Oh God.
It just ended class.
That sounds like a Tim Robinson sketch, doesn't it?
The difference between Tim Robinson, I think, in real life sometimes is that real life just gets really quiet.
Yeah.
And you get kind of scared when you're a kid. You're like,
Well,
did
the
I do
sketches
something?
kind of get quiet too, actually.
He's like yelling.
He gets loud.
Yeah, he's great. I love him.
Yeah,
I'm not. He gets ripped on a lot for like it's just yelling. I'm like, you don't get it.
It's just
But
yelling. Yeah, but
it's not reality.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
it's super funny.
But yeah, so I would be on the megabus for 3 hours and just listening to music and just be like, I don't know, just something like creative to do. Yeah. The other one I remember, I was trying to like write like a treatment for like a sci-fi movie called Ray Gun. Mm-hmm. And it was, I don't even remember really what that was. I just know it was like this guy's hand gets turned into a gun, basically, through like medical experimentation. But my issue with that, I was like writing in college. Like I had the idea in high school and trying to write in college. But my big block with that was that like I was like sci-fi like has to be about something. It can't just be like there's lasers and space and stuff. Like it's like every like good sci-fi book or movie, it's like at its core, there's some like real life thing that it is an allegory for.
Yes, it's like you want to do like an Isaac Asimov, like we're going to explore like can robots have a consciousness? What is a soul?
Yeah,
like,
or even if it's not that deep, even if it's like Star Wars, it's like there's like these family dramas at play, and it's like real world politics are sort of being represented. Like,
right.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know how conscious that is with everyone, but I think I was conscious of that fact and was just like I don't know. I also am like I'm not a huge sci-fi person, so I think that was like.
You're like this movie called Ray Gun cannot be a Western.
It
has to be sci-fi.
Well, the idea I had was sci-fi. It was like
yeah.
I don't know, maybe, and I could like go back and look through the notes. I'm sure there's like good stuff in there, man. There's a lot of different things. One I did make actually into a short for one of my classes in college. This one was called "Out to Lunch." I think it's Eric Dolphy. It's a jazz song.
Okay.
So, which I think it probably like was like the expression like "out to lunch," like he's not all there. But I
like this title the most out of the three, by the way.
Yeah, great title. Yeah. So
Tones' Rap, I'm like, I don't know what this movie is.
Yeah.
Ray Gun, I'm like, okay, it's science fiction. Out to Lunch, I'm like, this could be
anything.
Yeah, but like in an Oscar way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Tones' Rap sounds like it's going to be on IFC.
Yeah. Always on Slightly Off.
Yeah, Ray Gun is like a Cartoon Network show.
Out to Lunch could be in. So Out to Lunch, but I think where I took it was I just took it literally and so it was like two friends are going out to lunch and then the one friend gets murdered on his way there. And I guess obviously it would take place in a time like before like cell phones.
And the other guy's just doing reviews of the lunch.
No, the other guy's just like,
I know my
what
friend's
the fuck?
dead,
My
but...
friend like stood me up like.
Oh.
So this one I did make into a short for my for an Italian class.
Wait, I like this. So it's like a Waiting for Godot, but he starts putting some clues together.
Spoiler!
Oh.
It's only 300 years old. Probably older than that.
I actually don't know how it ends.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Should we go see it after this?
Yeah, I'm fucking down.
But yeah, so those were the three that I feel like I at least like tried to do something with. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so crazy. I think about this, like, I mean, how often would you say you're putting out like a short form video?
Now?
I think there's a time where you were like pumping them out.
There's a time, it varies. Once a week, sometimes every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes twice a week. It really varies. What about you?
I'm doing like 6 days a week.
Yeah,
but
you're much more consistent with it than I am.
But I just think about how like when we're talking about this era of like I'm gonna write down this like whole treatment of a thing and like that is what I'm gonna end up doing with my life. And now it's like we're coming up with like sketches or parodies that are very quick. It's just like so different than what I imagined.
Yeah, it really is. Well, and that's kind of I wanted to talk to you about that because you're somebody who's good at that.
Well, thank you very much.
I feel like for me, like the thing that once I started, I think I always had this idea of like I want to be creative, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with that. And ultimately, I think I discovered during COVID that I really love performing just because of how much I missed it. Mm-hmm. And it was like the first time that because with writing, there's always the excuse of I just don't have time. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that it was like I have all the time in the world. Mm-hmm. I did write, but I was like, I miss doing stand-up. I miss performing, and it was like, I think like I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be like whatever it was. I just wanted to do something like creative. Yeah. And so for the thing that I found that I enjoy doing the most and I do the most is stand-up. But for you, which you also do stand-up, but you're very good at making short-form internet videos.
Yeah. And yeah, so I've always felt like stand-up, I've loved doing it. I feel like I've had some really nice highs doing it, but I feel like my thing I'm most talented at is making videos. And I feel like stand-up is fun, but I also just see like the internet is where my career grows the most. And I think that's true for most people.
Yeah.
And I think the stand-ups that you see grow the most in their career because that's like what I think like what we're all trying to do right now is just like grow and get recognition but also just like improve is through the internet. Like stand-ups who are on the internet are posting their clips, and that's a whole nother controversial thing with like crowd work and like how do I just make a new joke every single fucking week because it's not stand-up is meant to be seen in person. It's not meant to be seen on your phone for 30 seconds. But I think a lot about this new form of short form.
It's interesting, and I had Anthony DeVito on the pod yesterday, and I was talking to him about it, and I was like, you've been doing comedy for a long time. Like, what advice would you have for like younger comedians like me, or like even people newer than me? And he was like, it's one of the things he said was like, it's hard to give advice because the landscape has changed so much with social media.
Yeah, but I do think that history repeats itself. Like, yes, it's changing, but I think what we're going through isn't that different than when, like, cable came out.
You see it with everything. Or, like, people, if people were like that with film. Like, it's, like, theater was where it's at, or, like, it's ruining, like, the novel is that's the real art, and it's, you see people that adapt to the form.
Yeah.
And the old version, it doesn't go away. Like it doesn't stop existing.
But I think something I do think about with stand-up comedy, I'm like, is this going to become jazz? Jazz records were like the biggest fucking hits, and then pop music came.
I think it is on its way to that because you think about it and like think about think about some of the people we know that we view as like being great comics, and like Anthony DeVito is a good example. And it's like Mark Little, like the average person does not know who they are.
Yeah,
and it's like, or even take it further and let's think about like more famous people, like somebody like Jay Jordan, who like is somewhat famous,
but he gets more recognition off his podcast clips, like because that. For whatever reason, that form is more interesting to audiences right now than stand-up comedy.
Yeah. So I do think it is kind of becoming like jazz in that way, or like poetry, where like, the best, there's very few people that I think are like making a living off of like jazz or poetry.
Yeah.
But the ones that are, they also like have another, basically like they're usually like professors.
Yep.
And I think it is kind of like, there's no like comedy professor, but it's like podcasting almost like is that.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you're really good at this, start a podcast and then you can hopefully like make money off of that and get more recognition off of that. And
But you know what? I think one thing that's different is that I do think that, and I guess this is similar to music too, like in order to have a sustainable career in comedy, you have to be good at stand-up. I don't think you have to be the best at it, but you have to have a live show where people can show up and be like, that was great. Because you're going to make so much money touring, hypothetically. Yeah,
and I think that there are people that have failed for that reason because they're good at other stuff and not good at stand-up.
Yeah, I think also like the internet, you can put you into a trap where like being weird is like the most interesting thing. But if you're weird while like you're doing a live show, it's not going to get a laugh. And the name of the game is laughs. You know, it could get a laugh, but it's not going to necessarily like your quirky character bit might not perform well in front of just a random audience. Right. In the same way, someone who's going to look at their phone and be like, "Nice," and then like and share. You know.
Yeah, or I mean, you see all these people. The thing that's like the hardest to sort of, I'm trying to think how to phrase it, like sort of like grapple with is the just like front facing videos that are telling a joke.
That aren't.
That are. No, like it's straight, because not like the like what you're making, like you're making sketches. You're making short form comedy sketches that are innovative and original in some way. Like they're, even if they're like playing with, you know, a trend or something, like there is something to it where you see a lot of comics who like they just like their thing is it's posting like a stand up bit but as a front-facing video, and
it doesn't work. I mean, I've seen it work sometimes,
but it has success, and that's like hard to like even like wrap my head around. But like, what does that mean for comedy and for like stand-up as an art form?
But I don't know. For me, I haven't seen it. Maybe we have different feeds, but I feel like so like something that I love about watching stand-up is tension. Yeah, there's no tension on the phone. Yeah, there's zero fucking tension. Like, and even if you watch something with tension, there's no release, you know? So, yeah, I feel like it's not going to, like, recording your face up front. You need something, the first 5 seconds of video, you need something that's going to, like, as an audience member, you're like, why do I care? Versus when you're already at a stand-up show, you're like, I care because I chose to be here. Yeah. And also when you're at stand-up shows, it's feeling like I could get called on.
Yeah, there's also, I mean, I think that the biggest thing that separates stand-up from really like anything else is that like connection between the performer and the audience is so direct. Yep. In a way that it truly is not.
People are afraid at stand-up shows. Yeah. Like the audience is like some people are like will literally tell me I've never gone to a stand-up show because I'm afraid to go. Yeah. That like what other genre of live performance has that?
It's crazy the amount of people that I've met at shows that are like, this is my first comedy show, and I'm like, there's so many better comedy shows. So I'm like, they're like, this was amazing. I'm like, I'm sorry. I did have one girl at a show was like, yeah, the only other comedy show I'd been to was Matt Rife. This was so much better than that. Whoa. And I was like, is that high? I guess he is very famous, so that's nice. But I'm also like,
people love him.
I think people are turning on him a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's narrowing his base because he got all these like, he was like doing essentially a lot of thirst traps, and then he started just like making fun of women.
Which is such an odd pivot. It's so strange.
Well, I think that like he is kind of a shock jock. Yeah. And that's what, for whatever reason, that is what interests him more than, he's found a big enough audience where he's like, I can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Hey, ladies, I'd never do that to you.
Yeah. All of Adam's jokes are about respecting y'all. Yeah.
Suck my balls if you want to. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's awesome to learn that one was directed at women. I thought it was just at people.
Oh, well,
it's always for the ladies, I guess.
It's always for the ladies. Oh, but yeah, so when did you start doing comedy?
When I got at Skidmore, when I got to college, they have the National College Comedy Festival. So there's a lot of comedy groups on campus. That got me really interested. But I feel like the beginning of like my internet career was during the pandemic, when I started to release videos, and that changed like my perspective on everything.
Yeah. How so? Go into that.
I like had this. I made this one video. The first video I put out, which is such like fucking beginner's luck to have like your first one be a big hit, because then afterwards you don't know how to fucking follow it up.
And I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I think Lucas Arnold, I was talking to him and he said a similar thing.
What was his first video?
It was something with impressions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this one video that was like a Now This parody. I'm unrecognizable in it. Like the same way that you looked at like that album cover, you're like, this is you. I look more like that, and the whole bit was it's this taco shop. It's like amazing. This like local taco shop it's like it closes its space so this immunocompromised man can dance in it.
And then it's you dancing.
It's just me dancing from 6 different angles, but then it goes into this whole thing of like, yeah, it turns out they lay off everybody, but then they hire everyone back the next day. I lived in Chicago at the time, and it was like the Blue Angels, who are like, do you know the Blue Angels? Yeah. They're like it's like a big military plane show. They're gonna fly extra low tomorrow to like honor him, but then they want to fly lower, so Chicago has to build a tunnel under the city, but then it costs them infrastructure and buildings start collapsing, and then God punishes Chicago.
So there's a lot of twists in this.
Yeah, it's like the escalation. I like feel like I nailed the escalation.
There's a real narrative.
Yeah. But that one, like, it went crazy. I remember feeling like nauseous. Like it got like a few million views on Twitter. This is like when Twitter was like, Twitter was Twitter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
make Twitter again.
Yeah, dude, literally. Twitter's actually so full of just Nazis and chuds now.
I'm not on it anymore.
Yeah, you're more of a Blue Sky guy.
No, I'm on
You
Threads.
and Stephen King?
I'm on Threads,
what is Threads like?
It's like Twitter from like 2010, but there's like half the accounts are bots, but not like when some of them are like rage bait bots, but like others are just like bots of like 4 best Robert De Niro movies, and it's like you can tell they're because of like some of the typos, like that.
I hate
a lot of slop, but yeah,
internet's changed a lot. But yeah, I made this video, and then after that, I don't remember if anything did well for like another 6 months or something.
And did you get a lot of followers from that?
I picked up like, I think I still have like 2,000 followers on my Twitter, which like was like all picked up
for
from
Twitter.
Like, that
that's
year.
A lot.
I was like, oh my God, yeah. But no, I didn't. It wasn't like super viral. But I started to meet people on the internet.
Okay,
that was like I got into like an internet scene through that of like, okay, here are some comedians that like are also doing the same thing, and we respect each other, and I felt like I didn't have that. Before.
Who did you meet?
I met William Banks through that.
Okay.
Enough.
Yeah.
I never met him in person, but like I used to like talk with this guy Dan White a lot. If you know him,
I don't think
he was like a Chicago improviser, super funny dude. Vinny Thomas, I'm about to see. He's out to do Bodega Comedy.
I recognize that name. Does he live here?
And I think he lives in L.A. He's on that show Platonic with Seth Rogen. If you've seen.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
He's super fucking funny. But yeah, like it was like Chicago was a lot of front-facing camera video people, like Caleb Heron.
Yeah, he was there around that time, right?
Yeah.
Sarah Sherman. She wasn't making front-facing videos.
No, we crossed paths like once, but I don't think she remembers.
Did you know Caleb?
Yeah. Caleb, because he was at IO, and I was like taking classes at IO at the time, and I was sort of
the Deborah?
No, IO.
No, I was kidding. I was kidding.
Yeah, I was taking personal like a master class from IO at the time. She was doing life coaching. Yeah. So yeah.
So you moved to Chicago after college.
Yeah, to do improv. Yeah, which in hindsight, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking in some ways?
What are any
now
of us
I don't
thinking?
do improv at all.
Yeah, I mean, but improv is like such a good. I wish I did more improv. I mean, I feel like improv is like if you want to do comedy of any kind, you should take improv classes.
I do agree with this.
I think so. Whatever kind of comedy you want to do, whether it's stand up, writing, sketch, like internet videos, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
You should take an improv class, at least one.
Yeah. I just think I'm so disillusioned at this point because at the time I really believed if I got on a house team at one of these big theaters that like, excuse me, it would like change my career.
Well, I think, but that's also like, that is, and this was like right out of college.
Yeah.
So wait, how old are you now?
I'm 28.
Okay, yeah, I'm 29, so we're around the same age.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm younger.
Slightly.
Yeah.
I'm recently 29.
Yeah.
It's only been a couple months.
I just can tell because my jokes are a bit more like cutting edge.
Right, yeah. That's why you're so much better at the internet than me. What's your birthday?
Struggling with that old PDF again,
Yeah.
Adam. February 6th.
So you'll be 29 on February 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's those like
When's your birthday?
September 17th.
Okay.
Dude, it's those 5 months. That's the
Yeah.
difference. Those
Yes.
those 5 months difference, like that's what does it.
You're
Yeah.
falling behind on the internet just because of that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of nature versus nurture.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm just from like a small town, central Pennsylvania. Like we didn't even have cable.
This
like,
podcast is such a small town story.
You're from like outside DC?
DC proper.
DC proper.
Yeah.
See, big city boy.
Yeah,
big city boy.
dude, city slicker.
I never stood a chance against your kind.
My dad owns this podcasting building.
Your dad's Isaac.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you're not Jewish.
I'm not Jewish.
You got a confusing name like that. Because Christopher, very Christian name.
Yeah.
Isaacson, very Jewish name. What's up with
and my
that?
middle name's Muhammad, so I got all three of the Abrahamic faiths.
What's your real middle name?
Walter.
That could go any direction.
But I do think about like how crazy it is to have such a Christian name sometimes, because it means Christ bearer. And
That's what
Christ,
Christopher means.
Yeah, or that's where like I guess the root of it is. But it's fucking Christ is in my name. Whenever I like meet like a Jesus or a Muhammad or like a Moses, like I'm always like we're low key the same.
Yeah. I've had a similar, because like I have like on social media I have my full name, which is Adam Mitrani, and those first two very Jewish, Hebrew, and then Mitrani. People are like, so you're Italian? And I'm like, not really.
Yeah, where's the root of that?
It's a Sephardic last
Okay.
name, so it's a combination of Hebrew and Italian, meaning from Trani, which is a city in Italy that used to have a lot of Jews.
Sephardic is like the Spain area of Mediterranean.
Okay. And so it's like so like at some point, if you go far back enough, my family would have been in Italy. So that's why like when people ask me you're Italian, I'm like, not really. Like probably. But
Were you only raised with Jewish tradition?
Yeah, my dad. So my
culturally?
dad's from Turkey.
Okay.
But he's a Turkish Jew. So
Okay.
we had a little bit of Turkish in it. We would go there like every year or two.
Whoa, that must have gone so hard.
It was cool. Yeah. Good food over there. I don't speak
Yeah.
the language. He never taught me.
My family's Greek, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
Nice.
Y'all had us in the first half, not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
You got family there still?
I think I do technically, yeah. But they're the most recent immigrant population that's come over, but it's still like my great grandparents.
What, do you speak any Greek?
No, I just know how to say grandma, grandpa, good night.
That's like basically the same with me in Turkish.
Yeah,
Like,
that is like the most American, like third generation American experience.
Yeah, because
Because those are the only people you're talking to in Greek.
No, yeah,
Grandma
no.
and grandpa. And then
Dude.
what do you say? Good night.
Every conversation I ever had with my grandpa died when I was 3, so I didn't really know him. But every conversation I had with my grandma from Turkey, like
Did she speak English?
barely. So it would be her being like, I love you, I miss you, I kiss you. And then I'd be like, it's
Well, let me tell you, like, both my grandparents spoke full English, but I still was not saying anything more other than that.
Yeah, I don't know like how like deep our conversations would have gotten without a language
I'm
barrier.
like, guys, can we talk about the current economic political state of the world right now?
Guys, what are you doing to our economy? But okay, so what?
That's so sweet. I miss you. I kiss you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I could see you were a rapper, bro. I could tell.
She was a sweet lady. Oh, with the rhyme. Oh, what did your parents do when you were growing up?
My dad's a lawyer, and then my mom's an artist. So dad's definitely supporting everything, but I get all the creativity from my mom.
What kind of art?
She does fiber art. So she does like these really cool giant leaves. So she'll take like a local leaf and then she will cut it out of sailcloth and then sculpt it like so it's 3D and then she'll mount it on a canvas.
That's pretty cool.
It goes super hard.
Cool.
I helped her make a bunch of TikToks about it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, I have a similar dynamic. My parents growing up, they owned a furniture store together, and now my dad, they don't have a store, but my dad just like works for one of the companies they sold, and my mom is a writer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff does she write?
She's writing her first book now. She's like memoir.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you worried you're gonna get like trashed in this memoir?
I'm not gonna get you. It's mostly about. So my brother died when I was 16.
Okay.
So it's mostly about that, and it's like I've told her like it needs to like I think she's trying to figure out like how to end it basically because it has to be like more like it is about her. You know,
right.
It can't. So I know I'm in it, but I don't think she trashes me.
You're like, it's like nobody deal with the death more annoyingly than Adam.
She's like, and then my favorite son died. I mean, my oldest son died.
Do you have a favorite memory that you have with your brother?
Yeah, I think so many. That's a good question. It's hard to like pick one.
I tried to phrase it like that to not be like, what's the best moment?
No. I definitely have a least favorite memory. You can summarize into a
short form video.
Definitely got a least favorite. Favorite memory, man. There's like it basically just any time that we were like the things I think of the most are like being in the car with him and like listening to music and or
he's
like
older or younger.
He's older. So
by how much?
Like 4.5 years. So he was 20 and I was 16. So yeah, it's hard to like pick just one memory. I mean I know we got a lot closer when he went to college and we would just like text about like basketball and like and music. I think probably just the best memories I have. I think one of my favorite ones is I went to visit him in college and it was like during their winter break, but he was like taking classes like during that time. So it was like there weren't like a lot of people there, and we went to a party and I was like 15 and and I was like I don't know anyone. And then he was like, we can leave. And we went back to his dorm room and just like got really high and we're like,
you didn't have an allergic reaction the car ride home.
No, he died.
Oh no.
No, and then it's a reference to Hereditary. And
what?
You're like, I just thought of that.
Yeah. Dude, I'm just shooting ideas out right now.
And we would like freestyle.
That's
so
fun.
I just remember like getting really high and like freestyling.
That's so fun.
Him. Yeah, there were a lot of like it's all the like simple stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
How old?
He is 31.
Okay.
So 3 years older.
Similar age. And you guys close?
Yeah. We're he just got married. I was the flower boy at his wedding.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's so awesome, bro. It's so great.
That's so cool.
Oh man. But yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm curious, like, what you feel like is something that you really learned from that experience
of him
passing.
dying.
Yeah. We like to use the word pass. If you wouldn't mind using that word.
Sorry, I'm just such a basketball fan that I know he was a ball hog. Like,
yeah.
It's actually funny. My mom and grandmother like got into a little bit of like a fight recently last time. It wasn't like really a fight, but it was just that like my mom, like my grandma was like, "Why do you always say he's dead? I like to say he died." And it's like, well, I was like, "Well, he is dead though. Like I'm not lying. Like he's dead."
I have a friend who's a motivational speaker, and part of his story is that he started out as a trash worker. And
dude, I'm a trash worker. I suck at every job I've ever had.
But when he would tell a story, sometimes he'd be like, I was a garbage man. And he got corrected one time by like a teacher, like faculty member, be like, you were a sanitation worker. And he was like, I was a garbage man. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's not your story.
I saw this comic, Danny Fallon. He had a joke about like the terms sex worker and unhoused, and he was like, you don't say homeless or prostitute anymore. You say sex worker and unhoused. And I used to be both of those things. And let me tell you, it was not the terminology that was the problem.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but what was the thing I learned the most?
Yeah, from grief. So that's a really tough one to swallow that we all experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely like made me like, I think it at the same time made me grow up fast and stunted my growth, which I think is a thing that people don't really talk about with like I think any traumatic situation, because you do like emotionally and mentally have to mature in such a crazy way of like, you know, where like I'd never even had like I guess I had a grandparent die, but I was too young to remember that. So it was like, you know, such a crazy, like not even.
Also, a young person dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Like freakier than an old person's like they got to the finish line.
Right. And even like I knew people with dead parents and, you know, I didn't know anyone with like a dead sibling. And even to this day, like when I meet someone, it's like a big deal that like, it's like you know, we connect over it. But so I think that there's part of, you know, you grow up fast, but at the same time, then I'm like, it does kind of make you like just who you are, that person forever. Like that, I feel like in some ways I'm just like, I am always like a 16-year-old, like in the hospital, like with my brother, like in a coma, you know, and it's,
wow.
But I think what I learned from it the most is, I think in a weird way, it helped me become myself more.
You feel like you lived your life differently after it? Or thought about yourself differently?
I think I just had less of like a blueprint. And I think I looked up to my brother so much. I don't know if you relate to this being a younger brother. Of just like, I looked up to him so much. And like, you know, it's just like, I just wanted to do whatever he did. And I think in a lot of ways it did. Like, I don't think that I would have, that in a world where he's still alive, I think I still would have done stand-up. I do think it might have taken me longer to like figure it out. And I just think about where like, I started doing stand-up when I was 20, and like that was the first year of my life where it was like, okay, I have no blueprint for this. Yeah. This is all me now.
Yeah, I think you're raising a good point, which is like your environment brings like environments give us a lot of safety, but they also can stop us from taking big swings because you're like, nobody else is doing the thing that I maybe want to do. But if you're like, I totally get that. Like to start, I felt like my dad had a friend who was like a stand-up comedian growing up, and that like knowing somebody else that did it like had a big impact on me. But similarly, like I don't think I would have been like, oh, I could be a comedian. Yeah. If I hadn't known anybody else who was doing it.
And I think so my brother was friends with Mac Miller. Okay. And who also died young. And
what?
So,
sorry. I just finished Best Day Ever.
Yeah, like,
no spoilers.
You're very behind. So I knew him a little bit, and I got to know him better after my brother died, and yeah, we say died.
I'm saying it.
I'm saying it. And I do think having that, like you said, with having like your dad had a friend who was a comedian. Yeah. Just knowing somebody, like we went to summer camp with him, and so I think maybe that was part of why, like in high school, I was like, I could be a rapper. Yeah. Because I'm like, I've seen somebody I know is a famous rapper. Like I just saw it as being like, that's not a crazy thing. Yep. To do, and then I think that there was that aspect of like I could do. So I do feel sad. Like one of the things that makes me really sad is with both those people that neither of them ever got to see me do stand up. And I think about that with both of them.
Yeah, they didn't get to see that side of you.
Yeah, like a more like I don't want to say fully formed because I'm like you're never like fully formed, but just like a more mature, adult version of myself. Totally, you know, like even when Mac died, I hadn't seen him in like 2 years, but you know when he died, I was 21. You know, yeah, and so it was like already, it's weird. I've known a good amount of people that have died. Yeah, young. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Death doesn't discriminate.
No, Hamilton.
Is that a Hamilton quote?
It is.
No.
I think it's
no. Seriously?
Yeah, I think it is.
Alexander Hamilton. They say that in the musical, or he says that?
It's in the musical. I don't think. I think it's like a thing people have said.
It's got to be an idiom. Please tell.
I think it's an idiom. Yeah.
That's so fucked.
This is welcome back to the Hamilton podcast.
Yeah, I'm doing nothing but corny ass references. I'm like, actually, I have a pair of jeans that can fit every girl in my friend group.
What is that?
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
No, I don't.
Damn, bro.
Your
audience will know. I know your audience got a lot of Sisterhood fans.
It's a Matt Rife audience.
Yeah.
Like it's all the sisters, all the sisters and sisters. I had a question. Oh, have you had any experiences with grief in your life?
No, I mean my
That's
grandparents
awesome.
have passed. Yeah, dude, it's so great. No, but it's something that I weirdly have thought a lot about, just because I have OCD, and so it's like it's one of the common sort of obsessions you can get into is death. So maybe it's actually not healthy for me to talk about it more, but as I'm saying it. But I think it's interesting to hear people talk about it, because I do think that it's the only thing that's guaranteed.
Yeah, it is. It is the one true universal experience.
Yep.
I'm terrified of it
Why?
because it's just you don't know what happened. It's just like life is over.
What's going to happen after this podcast?
I don't know. Probably go home.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be alive. I don't know, man. Life is even like it's weird.
But what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? You're like, I'm alive. Like, what the fuck is like?
No, I know.
We can't understand this either. You know?
Were you? So you have a very Christian name. Were you raised Christian?
Yeah, but my dad's an atheist, and he told me it from a very young age. Yeah, and so I was always like, God to me was always kind of like Santa Claus.
Ah, okay.
Now I'm older. I think I have I have a sort of sense of like, okay, God doesn't exist the way that he does in like a religious text, I think, or they do, whatever. But God's the universe. We are God. Like, you know, all of this is just an amalgamation of whatever God is.
Yeah, I think I believe there is some sort of energy that
totally
exists, however you want. And if I think God is a way to define. It's funny. I think being Jewish.
Here we go with this shit again.
As a Jew, as a Jewish New Yorker.
That was like, go ahead.
Mr. Mamdani, please.
Oh my God. Mamdani.
But being Jewish, it's kind of similar to that, where it's like I grew up like going to synagogue and like having all this Judaism, but I knew so many people who like identified as Jews and did all the traditions, which I don't know if you've seen Fiddler on the Roof. We love traditions.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But who were like, oh yeah, I don't know if there's a God.
Dude, the best part about Judaism is that you can go to the synagogue, you can do all the practices, you can celebrate every single holiday, and you can go up to the rabbi and be like, this shit is not real, bro. There's like no other religion where you can go and do that.
Yeah, and it's
and not all Jews will do that, but there's a lot of them who go to fucking synagogue and they're like, it's not real.
That's a big part of Judaism, is sort of like, it's all about like questions, and it's all about like, we don't know what any of this is, and we're all kind of figuring it out together. And it's like, you know, there's like a whole book, is the Talmud, which is like different rabbis' interpretations of the Torah.
Whoa, it's like a separate book?
Yeah, it's a separate book.
Does it get updated?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
It probably should. But
is it like a scroll, like the way the Torah is in the synagogue?
No.
Because that also, y'all ate on that one.
We did eat on that one. We kind of went off on that. I mean, you guys did kind of steal our whole thing. Like, you know.
We stole it?
You stole our guy.
I guess, yeah.
I saw Jesus Christ Superstar.
Y'all didn't embrace him.
I know. We fucked up on that one. If Jesus comes back, I feel like if like you guys are right about that.
Bro, he came back. Y'all missed it.
It's like, damn, okay, yeah, we should have listened. Have you seen Life of Brian?
No.
Monty Python movie?
Yeah, no, I know what it is. I haven't seen it.
Have you seen The Book of Clarence?
No, what's the Book of Clarence? Is that like the
kinda
Book of Eli?
No, well, in that it's black.
Okay, cool.
No, Lakeith Stanfield plays a guy named Clarence, and he's basically alive at the same time as Jesus, and he like pretends to also be the Messiah.
Oh, I remember this. Was it funny? Was it good?
It is funny. It's good. It's like sad. Also, it's like, I mean, at the end of it, I was like, oh, that was a very like, it's very good. But I was, as a Jewish person watching it, at the end, I was like, oh, that was a very Christian movie. At the end, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But so why aren't you more famous?
I was thinking about this before coming in today. I think I could be taking bigger swings. I think I'm getting comfortable with taking more bigger swings, but I think there's a long time where I really wasn't. And I think I need to have better work ethic. Is that what most people say?
I think a lot of people, and I mean, I think for myself, I'm like, I constantly think about like, I do need to have a better work ethic. Like I saw, Max Higgins?
No.
Okay, he's friend of the pot. He's a good friend of mine, and I saw him he taped his like solo show as a special, like, and I was like, it was so good, and I was like, it was, sometimes you see people do something, you're like, I can't do that. This was one of those things where I was like, I could do that. I gotta work so hard to do something. Like it's just that I have to work hard, and so I think a lot of people, the answer, it does for a lot of people, it is like. Tommy Bayer said, I'm not talented enough and I don't work hard enough. And every person I've told that to is like, well, it's definitely not the talent. Like, that's definitely not Tommy's issue.
I do think I will say to give our generation a bit of slack, I think that the opportunities have shrunk so much.
I mean, we've seen
I'm not making any excuses for myself.
No, and I wouldn't either.
Since we were 16, like writing like
completely
in our journals.
I mean, thinking about like what were all the things that we like thought of as being like that's the thing. It's none of it exists anymore. Like Comedy Central, Conan, Mark Maron's podcast. It's like. Yeah. Even just the TV in general, like
that's why I feel like I'm trying to focus on social media because I feel like that's where the money is to be made.
It is.
All the money I've ever made on social media or from my career has all been from social media.
And none of the money I've ever made from my career has been from social media.
But like live, like let's take a look at like who do you think the top stand-ups of our generation are?
What's like is Nate Bargatze our generation? Or he's a generation above
I'd say
us?
He's older. Yeah,
he's older. Okay, so who's our generation's like?
Someone who's like our age.
Like our age.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who's like our age. Like Ralph Barbosa. He's like our age.
He's made it kind of. He's an exception.
He's made it in the traditional way.
Yeah, good for him. He's really fucking funny.
Yeah, he's great.
But I
don't know. I'm trying to think who.
It's the other thing though is I think comedy is an old man's game.
It is an old man's game. I mean, it is something like music and sports.
I'm young. We defined that earlier.
Right, you're young.
I'm kind of
old.
young.
Yeah,
you're kind
washed.
of old. Yeah.
Music and
you missed
sports.
your shot. I'm just getting mine.
My shot. Another thing from Hamilton.
Oh my God! Fuck.
Dude, you love Hamilton.
I saw it one time.
And
I saw it one time.
And isn't it great?
I do remember loving it.
It is pretty good. But music and sports are the only thing where you peak in your 20s.
Yep.
Like comedy, especially, it's like your 40s and 50s. Because I'm thinking when you said our generation, I was thinking like who's hot right now, and it's like people like Nate Bargatze, like Shane Gillis, like people in their late 30s, early 40s. Yeah. So even like trying to think of like there's like people on SNL who are like our age.
Yeah. I heard recently like a bit of gossip, which is that a prominent young comedian who's roughly our age, who has like gotten on a show, like a television show, took a pay cut to get on it because they were making so much money from social media.
I'll edit the name out. Will you tell me who it is?
Yeah.
Who?
From what I heard, it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars pay cut.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the power of social media. But social media also just like so I think that you have to reinvent the wheel every like 4 months on there.
I think there's a limited reach to it, and there's a limit to what you can do with that. I also think like social media has its things. I was going to call it great. It's terrible, but there's aspects of it in terms of like what you can do creatively that are great. But it's like that's not what any of us want to do. Like, we want to be on TV and in movies and doing the stuff that we watched growing up.
Yeah.
And like maybe, I mean, there are people that where it's like the end game, I guess, is being Instagram famous, but it's like it also is. It's exhausting.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
That's
it's
the biggest
like,
thing. It's fucking exhausting.
You look at like a season of television show, like even like the ones that work the hardest, like the late nights and like the like Saturday Night Lives, like those people still get fucking 3 months off a year or whatever. You know what I mean?
You also get to go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Where it's like social media, you never go home from it.
Dude, that's why I fucking got the flip
Yeah,
phone.
I wanted to. I mean, we're like almost out of time. I wanted to talk to you more about that. Yeah, so what was the decision to get a flip phone?
So I have a smartphone, but it has no service now, and I have this flip phone. Now it's kind of like, it's 5:30 right now, but like the second I like leave the house at the end of the day, their smartphone stays at home, flip phone comes to me. Because even if a video doesn't blow up, there's still like a conversation around. There's like how many likes could it blow up? People commenting on older videos. It's not healthy to have that in your head all the time, and it's not natural. Rick Rubin, I heard in a podcast once, talked about like he doesn't like to hang out with musicians after they perform a stadium because they're in a crazy state of mind. And this is the parasocial version of that. Like one of my videos got 1.5 million views yesterday. I felt bad.
Yeah.
Like there's so much. You are plugged in to like fucking, it feels like 1 million voices at the same time.
It's also, then it becomes so easy to be disappointed and not even be like, I made something, like, it's very hard when you put something out to not be like, oh, I made something cool and it was fun. And like, you see the numbers and you're like, this didn't do as well as the last one.
Yeah, it's harder to enjoy. I think I've gotten a lot better at that, which I think is just maturing and trusting like what you think is funny, because I've done videos where I'm like, oh, like, okay, people want this, and then I do that, and then it blows up, and I'm like, man, but this sucks.
Yeah.
And then you're not able to like stay sustainable with I'm not able to do it with my own work or building a fan base, because people are like, this feels hollow. People can smell it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's empty. I mean, I know like anytime I've had a video do well, just like they'll like constantly check in. I have notifications turned off for Instagram.
Yeah.
But it's like I still open it and I check it, and then I'm like, oh, thank God, there's that red dot. There's the red dot on the notifications.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were pointing this.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, thank God, there's notifications. I got DMs. I got likes. I got followers. Oh my God,
you can't talk to me like that. I have DMs.
Yeah.
No,
you want to talk to me like that? Get in my DMs.
And you mentioned like briefly like social media is evil.
Social media Shrek. Oh no, not Shrek. Fat bastard. Get in my DMs.
Get in my DMs. It is evil, and it rewires your brain chemistry. And this is a cigarette, and this is a vape, and I have to live with something, because when this is at home, it's like a cigarette in the sense of like I have a physical boundary around it.
I think this is more like a nicotine patch.
Yeah,
I think because it's like vaping
but
is.
I'm still on this though.
Yes,
I haven't like vaping like you.
I think the phone is a vape. The phone's a vape. That's a nicotine patch.
Yeah.
Because cigarettes, at least, they're like the analog aspect of it. Of like, I smoked 8 cigarettes. That's a lot. Where you could be like, I hit my vape 1,000 times today.
Dude, how many times are you like the moment before an airplane takes off? Are you like checking social media or smartphoning it up, and like you see the person next to you and they hit their vape and they go, you know, like
never. That's actually never.
That's never happened to you?
Actually,
I've seen. Maybe it's just me. Maybe just a singular experience.
I think people just feel really comfortable vaping around you.
Yeah. I get off that vibe. People can just be themselves.
Yeah. People are like, this fucking loser on Instagram. Look at my vape. You're stressing them out. That's what it is.
But I think this is not for everybody. You have to draw maps in a book, I think I've showed you this, to get around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I thought you were using a metaphor.
No, I have a little book and I have to draw maps to get here. I had to map it out ahead of time. But I think I'm going to switch to one of these like more expensive dumb phones that have maps. They have an iPod. I hate walking around without music.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, because that's a big thing for me, is that I love music and podcasts.
I think it's great for like a month or two, to be honest.
Yeah.
First month or two, I was like, this is awesome. And then after that, I started to miss it.
Yeah, because I feel like up until like even just up until like a couple years ago, I was never not walking with like something playing in my ears. And then I went for a walk and just didn't listen to it. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of nice.
Yeah, you're way more present. Like you can have moments where like something weird happens on like the train platform. You look at the person next to you and you're like, that was crazy. Like you don't get that when you less connection, less groundedness with music.
There was a time that I was on a plane and the guy next to me was talking to me and I didn't really want to talk to him. Like I was like, all right, we made small talk, and then I put in my headphones and listened to a podcast and I was like, isn't that funny? I could have just had a real conversation with someone, and so I was like, nah, I'd rather listen to two different people have conversations.
Yeah, damn.
pretend I'm one of them.
Yeah, you're emailing the podcast to like every timestamp. That's crazy.
That's funny. There's something there.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think there's something there. Cool. Yeah, I think we got it. We got to wrap up. That was a really fun conversation.
Thanks so much for having me on. This is a blast.
Yeah. You got anything you want to plug?
Just Bodega Comedy. It's a show I do with my bodega guy and my friend Vic, and it's Watch Strange Goods on social media. It's a show where we find weird stuff on Facebook Marketplace, then we give it away for free. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't even get to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about that too.
That's fine.
We got carried away.
Yeah.
Christopher Isaacson.
Adam Mitrani.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me on, dude.
Yeah, of course, man.